Good morning. It's kind of early today, but the first day of the daylight savings time. But I wanted to come out here and take care of this early before it gets too hot. So what we're dealing with today is that this lock right here, it doesn't work at all. See, I get nothing out of it now. Well, it seems to work intermittently. I didn't know that. Okay, maybe not. So anyways, as you can see, it only seems to work down here, but this doesn't work at all. Right? But now, if I go to the other side, I have no problem with this one. Right? So we're gonna go ahead and change this one in my wife's truck, and it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, I changed the mirrors before. You know, if y'all saw that video when I changed the mirrors. If not, I went over this whole process how to take this door panel off. I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm just gonna cover a few points that surround changing the locking mechanism here. But it should be easy. You know, when I took this off before, it was kind of difficult, but I know the process now, so I should be able to get that done with no time. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this change. So back in the garage, this is the new lock. As you can see, it comes from GM. It's an actual, you know, it's a genuine GM part. But this is the locking mechanism. Real small, real tiny. No, upside down. Yeah. It's real small, but this is the one we're gonna use. All right, so I'm gonna make that change. I'll be right back. Just remember, when you're taking these panels off, when you're taking them off, these screws here are 7mm. Right, there's one in the door right here. That's right by the internal lock. There's another one under this panel right here. Two more actually down here, I believe. No. I think there's two here. I'm right, there's two there. And then all the way down here, there's two more. All right. So make sure you pay attention to all those. Get all them off first and then pry the panel off. I want to tell you, when you're taking this off, right, so be wary of the tool that you're using, right? Because this one right here is pretty powerful. And you want to take your time when you're taking these off. You know, you don't want to put too much strain on the screw heads because they will break. So if you have to, if you have something that powerful, then try very slowly to take it off, right? My mechanic told me last night, it's called variable speed control. I guess it's kind of common sense, but I never really thought of it because, you know, this is not what I do. But make sure that you go really slow when you're taking these screws off. All right, so this right here is the other side of the door locking mechanism. So as you can see right here, this plugs into the bottom of it. And I don't think these screws have to come off, but you know, I can double check. But it comes out right here, and then you just put the new lock in, or the new part in, and then it should work. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so turns out it was easier to take out this whole piece. And just for the record, these are T9 screws. All right, so T9, that's Torx 9, T9. And this clip does have to come out. On the side, there's a little clip right here. Don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there's a little clip right there. You gotta push that clip in and then pull this out. My next dilemma on this device, these clips right here, these are ones that release the actual lock, and I just got to figure out how to get these out without breaking it. I'm sure there's a simple way to do this. I'm probably gonna watch a video and make sure I do it right because I don't want to break this part. But yeah, that's the clips. All right, I got the part out. All right, so this is still the old part. I didn't put the new part in yet. So the joint came out. So when you're putting the new part in, you got to make sure that the unlock portion of this goes up here next to the screw hole. All right, because, or let me make sure I'm doing that right. Right, it goes back this way. It goes in like this, all right? So this is gonna be your lower right, and this screw hole will be in your upper left. And when you're putting the locking mechanism in here, make sure the unlock goes towards the top. So it goes in like this, and the barcode is gonna be at the top of this. Let me get the new part, and it'll be easier that way. All right, so I got the new part. This is the new part right here. So, like I said, it goes in this way right here, right? So, this screw hole, top left, this screw hole, bottom right. And that corresponds with, where am I? Right here. The screw hole right here at the top left, and the screw hole right here at the bottom right. If you can see that, I know it's kind of shadowy. You get the idea, it's down there. I'm in the garage, so it's kind of, shadowy a bit. I'm right by the garage door opening. Try to make y'all see that better. But not much I can do fighting against the sun. Anyways. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Put this in the sleeve right here. And then screw it back in there. Remember, that's a T9. Those screw holes, T9. And then I'm going to get the panel back on the door. Hey guys, when you're putting this back in, right, I strongly suggest your T9 be magnetic, or at least have T9 bits to fit on either a ratchet screwdriver or some kind of ratchet, because it's really easy to drop these screws in these little holes. You gotta take this whole thing out again. Now what I did, I have this magnetic screw retriever, telescoper thing, I forget what it's called, but I put the screw on the end of this and I partially screw it in the hole, and that kind of holds it in place. But you definitely need something that's going to be magnetic, because this is a nightmare without it. Now, if there's a better way to do this, then hey guys, let me know, because I'm sure that at some point the other 3 locks will need to be replaced. So this will be good for me to learn too. All right, so yeah, I got it in, but again, like I said, I have something magnetic, so I suggest y'all do the same. All right, so everything's in now. And when you tighten these, don't make them too tight. Just make them really, really snug. All right, this is plastic, so don't make it too tight, because if you destroy the hole, you end up having to replace the entire panel. And also, while the panel's off, it's a good time to check all these clips and replace the ones that are messed up. Like in this case, this one is messed up. It's much easier to come out when they get stuck in the door. But this one's messed up, so we can replace that. And just look around, make sure that no other clips are missing, or bent, or in other words damaged somehow. It looks like these are all pretty good. I don't see any missing. I'll check again when I get to the door. But luckily I have some replacements here, so I can put this one here. See, same thing. The only difference is this has the little rubber sleeve. What's the same one? All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that back in place. Here we go. So put it in right. There we go. Yeah. There we go. All right. So now that's good. In fact, they should all have rubber sleeves around them. I think that will protect the paint on the door, but I'm sure GM engineers know best, because they always make the right decisions, right? Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and put this panel back on, and we're gonna test the door lock. All right, family, we're done. We're finished. As you can see, I got the panel back on. Everything went on much smoother. When I replaced that clip, it was just much smoother. I didn't even notice that it was bent before, so I'm glad I noticed it now when I took the clip off. But the moment of truth. All right, door locks on. Let's see what we got. All right. It works. Perfect. All right, people. It is time for me to go. I'm going to go inside now because it's getting kind of dark. Well, I mean, the sun is still out. I imagine this is happening because the sun's not directly overhead yet. It's still kind of early. So I'm going to go ahead and go inside. I'm going to clean up, put everything away. But that's how you change the door lock. This is a 2017 Yukon XL Denali. So I'm not sure how much the dealer would charge for this, but I'm sure it's not anything that would be cheap. So this is something you can do yourself. I'm not a mechanic. Again, my field is IT, but I figured I can do this, and well, it turns out that I could. So if this helped you, go ahead and like, subscribe, share, and there's a lot of other car videos I'm going to put on here too. It's been so busy. I've had a backlog, so I want to get them edited and put them up. But everything turned out fine, as you can see. So there'll be more projects coming. In fact, let me give you a preview. So on my truck, this is my wife's truck, but on mine, I noticed that if you can see the switch, probably not, it's kind of, yeah, you probably can't see it. Get a little bit closer, maybe. All right, perfect. So this switch right here on mine doesn't work. So I'm hoping I can change it from this side without having to remove this panel. So that's going to be another upcoming project. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping it goes well. Yeah, here's a better view of it. This switch right here on mine doesn't work. Anyways, people, that's it. Again, like, subscribe, share, and I'm out.